Hi guys, Ange here. Thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a follow-up video to my foundation collection and declutter, and I'm going to go through my setting powders today. So if you are interested in knowing what powders I have from my little wee collection here, what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to pass on and what I recommend, please keep watching. Okay, first powder is an affordable powder. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth powder. I used this in my affordable Get Ready With Me, and for an affordable powder, this is really good. I am extremely fussy with my powders. They have to not look powdery on my face. They have to keep me matte for a very long time. I am not a great person at touching up and blotting, so they do have to perform extremely well, and they just have to look really good on my skin. I really enjoy this, definitely keeping this powder, and I have this in the shade 220 Natural Beige. A powder that got me hooked in was the packaging. This is a Pure Cosmetics 4-in-1 pressed mineral makeup. So this is a powder makeup. Not a huge fan of it for the fact that I don't know if you can see that, but it is really hard on top, and I've had to get a fork to scrape the top off it and try and get to the product. I actually think I am going to move this on, as I don't tend to reach for it, and I don't like the fact that it has that layer on top of it, so I'm going to move that on. That for me was a sucker for packaging purchase. A very popular powder is the Kat Von D Lock-It Setting Powder in Translucent. I didn't find this has kept me matte when I've used it. I don't like using it as my setting powder for the day, so to try and utilize using this powder up, I use it for cleaning up. When you've seen me do some Get Ready With Me's, I'll use my damp beauty blender and I'll use it to clean up under my contour and down my nose, so I am going to use that up, but I will not repurchase it as it's not my favourite setting powder for my whole face. So I use that basically as a baking powder. The Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders. As a setting powder for my face, I have had the palettes of them in the past and I have moved them on. They are beautiful powders when I first put them on, but they don't do anything as far as purpose for my skin goes. They don't keep me matte, they don't set my makeup, they just look pretty when I first put them on. So I've moved them on. They're not a great setting powder for my oily skin. I do, however, have the colour in Diffused Light, and I like this powder for using as an under eye setting powder. So I do really enjoy that powder for that purpose, not for a full face setting powder. I have mentioned in my Get Ready With Me using the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. I don't enjoy this Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. It has got a very strong peach scent to it. Normally scents do not bother me, but as I am really a bear with a sore head in the morning and not the greatest morning person, putting a product on my face with that strong a scent just wasn't a way to start my day. Plus this broke my skin out, something horrible. I had the most angry lumps on my face after using this every time, so I am moving this powder on. I love the foundation, hate the powder. Another powder that is very hyped on YouTube is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, and it is a pressed powder. This is a really lovely powder for me for touching up. It doesn't have longevity for an oily skin. It does look beautiful on the skin though when you do set your foundation. Unfortunately, it doesn't have mattifying properties for me, but it is a great touch-up powder and is a great compact to have in my handbag if I'm out for an evening and want to do touch-ups for that. I also think for the price that I would probably go through this powder rather quickly. So I won't repurchase this, but I am going to keep it as a touch-up powder until I have used it up. A powder by Estee Lauder is the Double Wear Stay in Place powder. Now I really love the liquid foundation formula of this powder. I got this hoping it would set and keep me oil free for the day. It doesn't do that. I'm going to use it up though. It is a great touch-up powder for during the day, but I am not going to repurchase that. I'm just going to use it up as my touch-up powder in the meantime. A very expensive powder, and I wished I hadn't got caught up in the hype. But you get good value for money for this, and it is the La Prairie translucent powder. I have this in translucent number 2, so it's really basically a good summer powder for me. It has got a tint to it. Comes with a wee spatula in the lid here, because when you purchase it, this is where the value comes in. You get a lot of product here. You get 56 grams in here, and then you get a travel size compact, and this comes with a wee puff, and I haven't used this yet, and this has product in here as well. But if you use this up, you've got your spatula under the lid of the large one, so that you can, very messy too, so that you can fill this up and use it as a travel powder. So I am probably going to move on this little wee compact here, because I don't use it a heck of a lot. And as it's brand new, I'm going to move that on. I am just going to use this basically in the same way I use the Locket one, more as a baking powder, just to use it up, seeing as I've already been using it. It looks beautiful when you first put it on. It just doesn't have the longevity for my oil control. Apart from that, it is a really beautiful powder. It is pricey, but I wouldn't repurchase it for myself. My most favourite, and I think I have found my holy grail powder, and I'm so pleased that it's readily available in New Zealand, is my RMS Beauty powder. This is so finely milled, it is incredible. It is beautiful on my face, it mattifies me. It doesn't look like powder when I have it on my face. The finish is just divine, keeps me matte. By far the best powder I have ever used in keeping my oil control at bay. I can highly recommend it for a mature skin because it does not settle into your fine lines. It gives a smooth, beautiful canvas on my face. And it does have silica and mica in here, and look at that, it says to minimise shine, apply lightly with powder puff or brush, concentrating on the T-zone area. It so does keep me shine free. I love this powder and I will continue to use it, and if it was the only powder in my collection I wouldn't be mad, because it actually works really well under the eyes as well. Now, I've joked about this in the past because I thought I was being smart buying a reasonably priced powder. I didn't realise I was getting a sample size for the price. But this is quite similar to this in texture. It is the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder, and I find it very similar to the RMS. The difference being, I think in New Zealand, for this size it's $91, this is only about $53. I'll put the US prices up as well. So for the price, still love this one. I am enjoying this by Terry powder, but I've found my holy grail, and this is the powder at the moment that I will keep repurchasing and repurchasing, and I'm not that keen on trying other powders unless someone screams from the rooftops that there's one that is better than this. So that's it, guys. I'm moving 3 powders on. The Peach Perfect because it just doesn't agree with my skin, the La Bla Prairie because it's brand new and I've got the big bottle, and the Pure Minerals because of the top that it's sort of got on the top of the powder. But everything else I'm going to use up, not repurchase. The only powder I will repurchase is my RMS Beauty powder. It is my holy grail. Okay guys, if you enjoyed that, please give it a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. And if you haven't already but you'd like to see more videos from me, please click the subscribe button. I upload 2 videos a week. I'd love to see you back, and I hope you've all had a beautiful and a wonderful day. Take care guys. See you later. Bye.